empathy, or the lack thereof. You hear about it a lot when you research narcissists and why they act the way they do. What is empathy, and what does it mean to lack empathy? Today I will discuss what empathy is and how a lack of empathy can lead to the selfishness seen with a narcissist. But first, I'm Dr. Emily Mayfield, a licensed psychologist. Thank you for watching this video and being a part of the Mindset Therapy family. Today I will take a little different approach and start with a personal story. I believe real-world examples are the best way to understand topics. This story goes back many years ago when I was in college for my undergraduate degree. I was living in a duplex and had my own garden, which I loved tending to. I grew my own plants from seeds and researched the best way to care for the plants. I found that ladybugs were good for the garden, so I encouraged their use of my garden as home. One day, my dad and I spent some time in the country. I took along a special carrier for bugs in case I found some ladybugs I could bring back. I found plenty and brought them back, excited to release them into my garden where they would live. Once I got home, I opened the carrier they were in and every single ladybug was dead. I immediately broke down crying. I felt sadness and guilt that they had died from my actions. As an animal lover, this was devastating to me in the moment. At this same time, the person I was dating came out and asked what was wrong. I told him the ladybugs died. He held me and was supportive in my moment of sadness and guilt. He didn't need to agree that my tears were necessary for the death of the ladybugs. He didn't need to agree that this was something to be upset over, and he didn't need to value the life of the ladybug the way I did. All he needed to do was to see how much I was hurting and be supportive in that moment. And that is empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand what someone else is going through, even if you don't agree with their response. He felt my sadness and supported me because of how I felt. He didn't try to bring his thoughts and emotions into that moment. He was able to see it from my perspective, even if he didn't agree. Seeing something from someone else's perspective isn't about agreeing or disagreeing, but the ability to see that someone is feeling a certain way regardless of what your own thoughts are. Empathy builds connection because when you think someone can support you, you trust them. Narcissists lack empathy. They are self-centered due to their fragile ego, and they can only consider things from their own perspective. The narcissist must always protect their fragile ego for fear of narcissistic injury, which results in their inability to consider the perspective of others. The narcissist must prioritize their own needs above everyone else's, and this is why they can't show empathy. The narcissist can appear uninterested and be abusive when it comes to interacting with someone because of this selfishness and focus on their own needs. People's emotions are a hindrance to the narcissist. The person's emotions get in the way of the script they have written for themselves. When someone shows emotion around the narcissist, this becomes something they must work against and not with. Instead of becoming closer to the person in the moment, they will push them away with their narcissistic punishment tactics. The narcissist not only doesn't care how someone else feels, but they will also become more demeaning and abusive as a way to ensure you know this moment isn't about the other person and is only about the narcissist. The narcissist needs to have things always focused on them and no one else. The narcissist will never be able to form a true connection with somebody because of their lack of empathy. And this makes relationships with narcissists feel like a roller coaster ride where you are always fighting to feel seen and heard. The narcissist won't develop emotional empathy because you want them to. So stop trying to make the narcissist into somebody they can never be and find someone who values you the way you deserve to be valued. To learn more about the narcissist's fragile ego, click on the video in the corner, or you can find the link in the description below. See you at the next video.